Hey Scorpio, hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Let's get into the current situation for you and your person. Feel free to switch the roles. Always take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't try to make it fit. This is a collective reading and it won't be for everyone. Let's find out what's going on, Scorpio. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got the Eight of Swords. Sorry, that panting in the background is my dog because I've just taken him for a walk. Yeah, we've got the Eight of Swords and we've got the Queen of Cups reversed. Wow. Disempowerment, fears, doubts, uncontrolled thoughts, fruitless overthinking, moody, withdrawn, insecure. So whoever this is, or whatever the situation is, there's a lot of negative thoughts and almost like hermit mode, moody, withdrawn. Although hermit, I would say, is more withdrawn, but in order to reflect, this feels more negative. It feels like you're blocked and you've had to withdraw, but instead of reflecting, you or your person are trapped in a feeling of disempowerment, fears, doubts, uncontrolled thoughts. Okay, let's get more clarity for person number one. Person number one, we've got Three of Swords and the Emperor. So the Three of Swords is some kind of separation, heartbreak. So it looks like this Emperor is heartbroken. Now, an Emperor is quite a controlling person. You know, they're the divine masculine. It's about structure. It's about control. So if there's some kind of separation and pain and suffering, I don't think this would sit well with an Emperor. So it could be the Emperor that is sitting with all this feeling of disempowerment and therefore uncontrolled thoughts and overthinking and moody. Tell me more about person number two, please, in this situation. So we've got loneliness, need for reflection, also moody. So there's a little bit of mirroring going on here. Tell me more about person number one. Tell me more about the Emperor, please. The Emperor. We've got the Ace of Wands. So the will to create. So they still, even though they're stuck and disempowered and maybe having uncontrolled thoughts, there's still the will to create and take action. Tell me more, please. Yes, because they want to take action towards a stable, happy home, towards this romance. Tell me about person number two. So person two, who is in need of reflection, feeling unhappy, lonely, withdrawal and numbness. Wow. This person has really, really taken back their energy. It could be that they feel that somebody was manipulative, unreliable, moody, and untruthful. So This person could have completely withdrawn because of the Emperor's actions. Tell me more, please. Again, same, the cards have repeated: dishonesty, betrayal, strategy. So, and low self-esteem. So this person is feeling really low, and I think they're guarded. I think they feel betrayed. Tell me more about person number 1, the Emperor, please. Ooh. The wish fulfillment. Okay. Renewal, faith. So they have faith in the renewal of this connection. Tell me more, please. They've made bad choices, but they feel misrepresented. Tell me more about person number 2. Tell me more about this person number 2. Tell me more about the 8 of Cups in reverse. Moving forward. Returning again to the same situation. So either this happened because you returned to the same situation, or you could be considering. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Contemplation. You are in contemplation about returning to this situation. Tell me more about person 1's intentions, please. The Emperor's intentions. You've got the 3 of Coins. Low quality. So they haven't got very, meaty, pure sloppiness. Tell me more, please. Careless, meanness, hoarding, lack of meaning. So it's like they want something, but they're not willing to put in the work for it. It could be that they don't know how to go about it, but this looks more like let me see. It could be an inability to communicate as well. It could be that this person is not capable of communicating how they feel, even though these are not swords. I feel as though because they're reversed, there's a lack of ability. Tell me more about person number 2. Tyranny, disaster, weakness, lack of clarity. This person has really been affected by this situation. Really, really been affected. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords, please. Yeah, because I think this is a Queen of Wands. You know, you're warm, you're passionate, you're enthusiastic, you're independent, you're a steady force, you're adaptable. So this, whatever this Emperor did, has totally made you shut down completely. Tell me what the Emperor wants, please, moving forward. To think things through from all perspectives. So they are considering how to articulate themselves, how to come forward and how to communicate what they want in a controlled but determined way. They're thinking it through. How can I come forward to this Queen of Wands who is completely shut off from me? Tell me more about the King of Wands, please. King of Swords. There may be challenges ahead, but you can face them. Challenge, struggle, advantage, gain, overcoming. Perseverance. Yeah. This person, I think, is determined to come forward. Tell me more about coming forward, about the Emperor coming forward. There is another way to do something. They want to drop this burden. They're frustrated. They're feeling stressed. They're feeling burdened. Tell me more about this, please. They want to open their heart and receive love. They want balance again. They want connection again. They want harmony again. Tell me what person number 2 wants, please. So their strength has been tested. They are approachable, but they want fairness. However, they are uncertain about this, and they still have resentment. Tell me more, please. They want truth, clarity, cause and effect, justice, fairness, accountability. Tell me about the Emperor. Is the Emperor willing to be accountable? Is the Emperor accountable? They are up in their head, but they're in victimization mode. Now, when somebody's in victimization mode, they're not really accountable. It's like, oh, poor me. Look at what I did. Now I need to put it right. Yeah, they're worrying. They're imprisoned. Not just worrying, they're imprisoned in their thoughts about what they did. Tell me more, please. They want to share. They want problem resolution. They want friendship again. They want to be with those they care about. Tell me more about person 2. What does person 2 really want in this situation? They want release from bondage, respite, freedom, choices, no self-imposed limitation. Tell me more, please. They want release from oppression. Yeah, they want release from oppression. And I think the Emperor is oppressive. Tell me about this situation moving forward, please. Tell me about this situation moving forward. We have disappointment, disillusionment, fear of risk, grief, loss, despair. Tell me about this situation moving forward, please. Problems, insecurity, failure, dullness of mind, instability. Tell me about the situation moving forward, please. Subconscious, illusion, fear, mystery, deception, dissatisfaction. Then we have the Page of Pentacles coming along with his offer, their offer. But a page is a page. So it could be a younger person. It could be an age gap relationship. But we have the Moon with the Page of Pentacles. So be careful of what is not there. The Hierophant. Teaching, morality, education, divine wisdom, kindness, tradition. With the Chariot. Determination, focus, concentration, triumph, perseverance. This says, the Hierophant, understand your beliefs, values, and boundaries. And then with the Chariot, we've got direction, focus, and determination. So I'm wondering if this is like, your guides are trying to say, if you are going to move forward in this connection, you need to first of all understand your beliefs, your values and boundaries. Be very clear about what they are, so that you can keep your direction and your focus, and not be swayed by someone else's control. However, that can be very tiring. Tell me more, please. Conflicts. Five of Wands, exactly. That can, when you set boundaries, you you come up against all kinds of defensive mechanisms. Learn to take life in arguments, inner and outer conflict, struggle, bulbous tension. Yeah, rivalry, competition. Tell me about this, please. We've got the Lovers reversed. Yeah, standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, knowing what you want can lead to frustration, separation, failure to meet the test. And then we avoid making a choice. We avoid committing to our own boundaries. Tell me more, please. The Magician. You can make your imagination real. Creative power. Self-confidence. Tell me about the Magician. Undecided, moody, foolish, suffocating. Tell me more, please. Control, stability, security, protection. Tell me about how the Magician ties in with this, please. Tell me how the Magician ties in with this. Okay. So someone is restless, energetic, talkative, eager, curious, possibly even aggressive. So if this person is aggressive and moody, it's going to be really hard for you to get stability and control, especially if you're trying to get control in a situation with the Emperor. Tell me more, please. Tell me more, please. Selfishness, greed, materialism, imperfections, mistakes. I mean, let's go for mistakes and imperfections. Tell me more, please. Hesitation. So maybe mistakes have been made, and now, there's a kind of pause and a recalibration. You're looking at your beliefs, your values, your standards, assessing the whole situation, but still very withdrawn, very shut down. Tell me more, please. Laziness, dependent, inactive, lack of concentration, lack of inspiration. Yeah, I don't think you feel inspired by this situation, really. I mean, control doesn't really inspire us, does it? Not in this sense. Not in an aggressive, moody sense. We're not inspired by that. Evil-minded, cruel, bigoted, hurried, careless. So, tell me why evil-minded and cruel, please. Stifled. You're stifled by this emperor. This emperor is a cruel emperor. Wise withdrawal. Wise withdrawal. We had a very similar reading just now for Cancer. Really similar. So this is feeling left out in the cold. Tell me about feeling left out in the cold. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough resources to do this. The emperor can be quite a presence, and intimidating. Flatterer, selfish. Immature. Strange to have an immature emperor. Maybe this person thinks they're an emperor. Tell me more, please. King of Cups. Support yourself before you can support others. Wisdom. Fierce nature with calm exterior. Considerate, balanced, generous. Yeah, you need to be the King of Cups. The King of Cups. However, we have the King of Cups with repressed emotion, blocked logic. So I was just talking about this emperor and saying, if somebody is immature, how come they can be an emperor? And then the King of Cups came out, and then repressed emotion came out and blocked logic. Emotional overwhelm, alteration, and emptiness. So now the picture is becoming more clear. This emperor is immature because they have repressed emotion, blocked logic, and emotion, emptiness. An empty emperor. Tell me more, please. I think you, on the other hand, have courage, a love of life, you're enthusiastic, you want to discover things, but you're frustrated. You're anxious. You want to transition, you want to exit, you want to move beyond, you want deeper thinking. Yeah, for you, giving and receiving is about fairness, it's about justice, it's about generosity. It's not about control. Planning for what? Openness. Planning for what? Planning for not openness, honesty. Planning. Stagnation, sameness, forced change. Maybe this situation is forcing you to change. Preparation, planning, established force, forced change. Could be that the emperor is being forced to change. That's saying something when the emperor is all about control and stability. And then we have nostalgia. So maybe the emperor is stuck in nostalgia. Okay, tell me more, please. And we had the repressed emotions so this could be the inner child. It could be an emperor with inner child wounds. Tell me more, please. Yeah, prosperity without happiness. The emperor is wealthy, but he's not happy. Misused wealth, misused power, missed chances. Public recognition. Tell me about this, please. King of Pentacles, good character. So maybe in the public eye, this person is a solid, good character. Steady, reliable, providing. Tell me the other story. A combination of forces. Realization. Enlightenment. Okay, tell me about enlightenment. I think this emperor's facade, how they present themselves to the world, has been shaken. And they might be continuing at the moment, but I think deep down they're becoming aware of the fact that they can't continue like this. Tell me more, please. Recognition. Fearless, ambitious, logical. I think they want to come rushing in with communication. I think they want to talk about the fact that they've realized this and that they could be coming in with their page apology. Tell me more, please. They do feel ruined and defeated. They feel hopeless. They know they've been cruel, overbearing, unreliable, dismissive. Tell me more, please. Yeah. They may have had an obsession with work. They could be a bit of a bully. They have no courage. Stubborn. Chaos. They create chaos. And there's no reward. This is the thing. There's no reward. I think they're starting to realize there's no reward for them. And they need to step into a new beginning. Judgment is here. Judgment, karma, reckoning. Finding your balance. Finding your courage. Following your intuition. Locked in old ways. Yeah, you're going to have continued oppression. If you continue in this way, loss of control, escapism, there could be addictions involved. Final cards, please. Tell me advice for this connection. Tell me advice for this connection. Wow, we have the 10 of Cups. But we also have the Strength card. And we have the 9 of Coins. Reward. So, lasting success comes from home, from gratitude, from generosity, from family, from courage, from passion. Yeah, I think this person knows they need to turn their life around. And that's a very difficult thing to do for anybody, especially an emperor who is used to control. So let me just get some final advice on this for person number 2, because I feel as though the whole focus has been on the emperor, who I feel in this situation could be the other person. Tell me final advice, please. Final advice for Scorpio. Drop this burden. Tell me more, please. Oh, we've got them flying out. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got wish fulfillment. We've got Swords, Three of Swords, pain. So there are opportunities to recover from this pain with a passionate new beginning. Tell me more about the passionate new beginning. Tell me more, please. Okay, withdrawal, numbness. Tell me more. Awakening. Okay, this could be the awakening after this period of withdrawing. Tell me more, please. High Priestess, trust your own counsel. Change, fluctuation, sound judgment, common sense, yes. Tell me a bit more, please. Avoidance of choice. It keeps saying this, doesn't it? Avoidance of choice. I think if you don't make a choice, you will be in the same situation. So I think if you want a passionate new beginning and you want to continue with the Emperor, obviously you have free will and you can do that. But if you feel that this Emperor cannot change and probably will never change, and you want your Ace of Wands, then you have to make a choice. Final advice, please. Fool, the Fool's a new journey. So anticipation, but it's saying also care is needed because you can waste. And then we have the Magician. So you can waste your creative power. You can waste your ability to manifest. If you're stuck in this negative situation that will never change, you are losing out on the chance to manifest the life that you potentially could have. An avoidance of choice is literally choosing. You're choosing to stay in that situation because you're not making a decision. Tell me more, please. Stifled. Wise withdrawal. Evil-minded. Cruel. Honestly, we had this exactly the same for the Cancer reading. Practically the same. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to leave it in your hands, Scorpio. You are the High Priestess. You know what you need to do deep down. You know. Follow your intuition. You know, you have the power to manifest the life that you want. Take care. I'll see you soon, and I'll see you on the next one.